You will have so much success in life if you can use this simple tool. This is a tool that I've taught 17,000 RTT therapists use, and it's called Investigate, Interpret, Interrupt, Install. We're going to play with this, but you can do it again properly. The first hat you're going to put on is what I call being a good detective. Investigate. What is the challenge you have? Is it you can't find love? You seem to have a problem making enough money. You can't keep money. Investigate. When did this happen? What was going on? Take a little time. Do it right now. Investigate why you're not finding love. Why you haven't got the career of your dreams. Why you're unhealthy when you want to be healthy. Just investigate. Allow your mind to show you some scenes. You may find that later on today, because you put that seed in your mind, things will come up. And when you finish investigating, they have a new hat, the interpreter. Why did you do that? What was the objective? What were you trying to get? Like people say, no, I was always sick. I couldn't go to school. Interpret, what is the benefit of being sick? The benefit is you can't fail. You can't fail an exam when you don't turn up. You can't fail the assessment at work if you get a migraine that day. What is the secondary benefit, the payoff of having that issue? What did it give you? And when you've got that bit, and again, you can take time, you can slow this recording right down and take time to interpret. What is the benefit? What is the payoff? What is the job? How does this serve me in any weird way? Keep interpreting, keep an open mind. Human behavior is heavily patterned. What we're doing here is find the pattern, understand the pattern, and interrupt the pattern. So let's go to our third hat. Now we're going to interrupt the belief. I was late to get my father's attention. That made perfect sense at 8. But at 38, at 28, at 48, it doesn't make sense. It made sense then. It had a benefit then, doesn't have a benefit anymore. I can now interrupt that pattern completely. I can totally change it. And then we go on to the final hat, which is install something new. We're going to install a brand new belief. We're going to install a new belief, a belief that was then and this is now. We're going to give ourselves words like it thrills me, elates me, empowers me, delights me. So I'm going to tell you a story, and it's a sad story, but I worked with a girl who had contact dermatitis all around her thighs, and it caused her so much unhappiness. She didn't like to go to the beach. She felt very uncomfortable. But when we did the 4 hats, when we put on the investigate hat, she told me a very sad story. Her mother's boyfriend was touching her, and she didn't like it, and it upset her a great deal. And like all children, she began to think a thought, I must find a way to stop this man. She actually told her mother, who didn't believe her. It was a terrible thing. So she's thinking a thought, I must find a way, I must find a way. And the way she found was to get contact dermatitis on her thighs. And when this man touched them, the skin would flake off. And he was so revolted, he never went near her again. And I said, this is genius. Never beat yourself up with this part. This is genius. So now, with the we're interpreting the genius of someone who could create contact dermatitis to stop herself being molested. And we're interpreting that was smart, that was clever, that was actually genius. Never go, oh, I'm such an idiot. This is the genie who wishes its command. But we now interpreted that was very smart, but we don't need it anymore. It made perfect sense. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself. Think, well, that was actually rather clever. Quite amazing that my mind came up with that. Interpret why, how, what was going on. And then, of course, interrupt the belief. That hideous guy isn't around anymore. If he was, I'd have him arrested. I can be with my beautiful boyfriend. I can go to the beach in a bikini. I don't have to have any flaws on my legs anymore because this is no longer going on. I can interrupt the belief that made me do that then for a reason. But the reason is long gone. Even if it was still here, even if I still had a lechy old stepdad, I could handle him. I could deal with that. I do not deserve to punish my own body because I was unlucky enough to be brought up with a horrible guy who lusted after my body. That isn't my life now, and I don't need that anymore. So interrupt. And then the final hat. I'm now installing a new belief. I'm a grown-up woman. As a child, I had no defenses. And a grown-up woman, I have a voice. I can be seen and heard. I'm with someone who loves me, respects me. I'm safe. I'll never be an 8-year-old vulnerable child again. and I can have perfect, healthy skin. I can have a beautiful body. And we say things in the installation like, I have a beautiful body, and I'm safe, and I deserve this, and I'm worthy of this. I can protect myself with my mouth, with my voice, with my intellect. And I have a strong voice and a beautiful body. So we're installing a new belief. And we don't need to go into the past, and we were just, whatever the opposite was, we're saying, I'm safe, I'm strong, I like my lovely body, I'm comfortable in swimwear, I'm comfortable. People seeing the beauty of me inside and out. We're always installing. So take your time. Long after this camera's switched off, I want you to keep investigating, interpreting, interrupting, and installing. Find the pattern, understand the pattern, change the pattern forever. When you find the pattern by investigating, change the pattern by interpreting and interrupting, and end the pattern by installing, you're changing your life forever. And all of the 17,000 people I've trained to be RTT therapists and RTC coaches will say, this investigate, interpret, interrupt, and install is so seamless. Clients love it. It makes my job so easy. Therapists can do this with you, but you can actually do this yourself. You do it phenomenally well. Go ahead and do it right now. Check out my next video here.